Don't go. I don't want to be alone. Without you, it's something sweet. Checking my audio real quick. Dismiss app store update. Oh, this thing changed a lot. Looks a lot like TikTok. My channel. View. Let's go mod view. Audio. Ooh, audio. Can I hear it? Audio. Ooh, audio. Can I hear it? Audio. Can I hear it? Okay, that's gonna start turning into reverb hell. Fuck me, man. It's been a minute since I've streamed. I have been keeping my head up and keeping my head down simultaneously. I've been working on what you see in front of you, which is your common base, which is a base of knowledge for you to build off of with a very extensive API that allows you to search and share from multiple places. But more importantly, it's when you're inside the system gets smarter as you use it over time. So, I've been going through a closed alpha and I'm looking to launch into a public beta kind of soon. And I thought a great way to kind of get back into the swing of things would be to start streaming again and just showing how to use it, and not just how to use it, but actually using it for interesting things on stream. So kind of like maybe setting a task and then seeing how much of that task I can achieve by the end of a stream using your common base. You know what I mean? The proof is in the pudding, right? So, what we got going on here, there's some code, but we're not getting to that just yet, is we're going to do two tasks. We're going to do a Readwise plugin and a Notion plugin for your common base. And in order to do that, I'm going to basically set like a goal. It's not really great for tasks, but I think what's, like that your common base isn't good for tasks, but it is good for tracking a lot of links, as you'll see here in a second, and a lot of different comments, and then building stuff off of that. So I think maybe the first thing that we're going to want to do, I'm going to hit Command U, and then I'm going to be like, this is the Readwise YCB app. And then we're going to add this entry here. And then we're going to close this and do one more for the Notion YCB. YCB is the shortening of your common base. Command enter to enter. Let's refresh the feed. We see here now we have 3 entries. 2 were the ones that we just added. So we have this one for Notion, and we have this one for Readwise. So I'm not really going to describe too much about how the application works. I'll just kind of like bring it up while I'm using it, and then kind of we can reverse engineer kind of like how the system works in real time. So I kind of want to get started by just collecting a bunch of information. Earlier, I was researching Notion API capabilities, and I wasn't really too impressed. So let's go, for example, so I'll search like Notion API. We'll run a search in here, and we're going to get the Notion thing back first. But then what's really cool is I can just hit this search the web button, and then this will take us directly to Google, and then searching the web for this thing. So let's add this. So we'll add this with this little button up here. And I'm going to take it a little bit slow just so you can see what's happening. If I refresh the feed now, we're going to see the Notion API that we just added. So now if I search Notion API again, it's probably cached, so I'll just do API with 2 eyes. You'll see that the Notion API is here, and then the Notion, your common base app and stuff like that too. And we're going to start linking and doing a bunch of other things too. But basically, let's go in here and then say what the goal is as a comment. Again, I don't really like using it as a task manager, because I think like things like Trello or something like that is better for task management, but we are kind of just showing how to use it in general. So I'll say the goal is what I wanted was to be able to go into Notion, highlight some text, run a command on that text that does a slash search in YCB, and then appends the results to the Notion page. So let's save that comment here. One thing I want to point out here is that you can see this little green and red, kind of like a Pokeball situation. And you kind of do want to keep it at Pokeball state, which is like 50-50. This is updating versus creating. So if you create an entry, it'll just like be a new entry. But if you update an existing entry, it'll kind of like add to the green. So you want to like, the green is improving your internal system, and the red is adding things to your system. So let's go to Excalidraw real quick, and I'll show you what I mean here. Let's go to excalidraw.com, and then I'll just show you what I was hoping to do with Notion. Is I wanted to have like a page where you have, you know, some text like lorem ipsum or whatever the fuck, or whatever Zifek. And I wanted you to be able to like highlight this. So let's go with like this, and then let's just do the lorem ipsum, and then I wanted like this. Wait, how do I? Okay, like this. Move it back. And then I wanted to be able to basically search lorem ipsum. So I wanted on the side here to call, which I already have the function for on my end, search with lorem ipsum, and then the result of that gets passed back into these entries over here. So like result one, not tab. How do I, ooh, what the hell? Okay, result one, and then like slash entry slash ID. So something like this is like relatively straightforward in like something like Obsidian. I've done this multiple times before in Obsidian, and even in Chrome. I mean, like it's easy to kind of like do that, but in Notion, for whatever reason, at least what I found so far, it's just like not really possible to do stuff like this. Hold on, what can I select all three of these? Let's move these up here. So that's the plan, or at least that was the initial plan. So here, let's share this. Let's export this as a link, copy this link, and then I'll show you how this works too. So I can go to the command U here, and I can kind of like say this, and then we can go Excalidraw, and then we'll say that this is the what I want the Notion page to look like. Let's add this entry. Cool. Refresh. And I can even click this link. What is this? It says loading. You can back up your drawing first. I don't want to do that. Export the scene as an image, which you can import later. I don't know. I don't think I need to do that right now. I guess I could also just export this. What does it say? As an image? Live collaboration or shareable link. Export image. PNG. Screenshots. And then we're going to go Excalidraw 1. Maybe actually something even better would be to upload the image. So we'll do that. I'll show you how that works. So you can go to screenshots here. And then I can just upload this Excalidraw 1 PNG. And then basically this will actually use GPT to describe the image too. So I can see the sketch interface with lorem ipsum. Yes. And then this is for the Notion YCB app. So we'll add that as a we'll add that this as a manual link. So we're doing this, and then we're going to also add the Excalidraw thing that we just talked about. What I want the Notion page to look like. So we'll add those as links, which are now manually saved. It says failed, but it didn't fail. It's just my code is bad. They're actually here. But you can see how it's also resorting and stuff like that too, which is, pretty exciting. This is for, let's leave a comment here too. We already linked it, so we don't really need to comment it because we already have it as this thing. Okay, so the problem is, again, going back to the task at hand here, is that the Notion API really doesn't have support for anything like this, I guess, for lack of a better term. Like, it doesn't really have a the ability to like add, like, take the text from blocks and then do like the API reference is actually extremely sparse, which is unfortunate because I think that if you look at something like Obsidian or something, it's like you have a lot more options that you can do, but the endpoints, you can only append blocked to children. You can retrieve a block, you can update a block, and you can like create pages. So I think that this append block children is probably something we want. I think that retrieve a block is also something probably that we want. So I'll add both of those to the system. And then we can kind of like go back up here and see that both of these are going to be in here. We have the append block children, retrieve a block. Again, problematically, it's not really helpful because I don't think I can select something in Notion and then just not have it work, but like I can't really highlight, like for example on Chrome I could like highlight this and then like right click, right? I can like right click and then do stuff with it, but you can't do that with with the Notion API. So I don't even know how I would get the block that I'm on and just kind of like send it, I guess. Like I don't know, it's pretty confusing. Like I don't know how I would get the block ID and then put that into text. So then my other thinking was like, okay, maybe I could use a database where I was like, let's go to the updated database. And then you have your searches in here, and then you would have like, it can't be used to update rows. Like, what the fuck can this API do? It does like two things. Okay. Block object. Hmm. 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 Like these are useful, like again, but it's just like maybe no, that doesn't make any sense because I was thinking like okay, I have an idea. So what if there's just a Notion page that's just called very simply YCB search results. Wait, should I make this in a new tab? How do I do that? Reset the canvas. Yeah, I can reset it. It's fine. Well, I need this image. Not particularly. Maybe I should have just done the screenshot before. Maybe that was the mistake that I made the first time. Yeah, let's just clear the canvas. It's fine. So maybe we need a like a YCB search results page. And then in the YCB search results page, we have fucking like query, you know, results 1, 2, 3. And then I guess the expectation would be that like you would copy this and then you would move it into whatever, because like when you're in Notion, you can copy blocks, I imagine. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me check that. Let me go here. I didn't log into Notion on this thing, but I can. And I will in a second here. So like this is Notion. So I feel like I can kind of like copy this and then do like that. You know, this is annoying. It's pretty bad. And it's also, I guess, like, how are you going to run that script is the thing. Like, I know that you can do like integrations. Like you have turn into wiki, customize page, connections, manage connections. Okay. Manage connections. So actually I'll save this to my common base. And then I guess I'm looking for like a way to do dev stuff to this page. Okay, so this is how you develop integrations. Wait, it literally hasn't been updated since 2023. This is a $1 billion company. How much is Notion valued at? How much is Notion valued at? Yeah, $10 billion. That was in 2021. Oh no, this is in 2024. That's interesting. This is 2021, 10 billion. I guess it's valued the exact same amount 3 years later. There's Notion. Interesting. 50 intelligent unicorns. Still valued at the same amount in 2024. and they can't be bothered to update their API. They can't be fucked to update their API. $10 billion company. So that kind of sucks for us. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. September 11, 2024. September 9th, April. Okay, so interesting. It was like they changed something in April, and then basically all they did was just like, they're like, we're doing a security update. And this was a year after. A year after this thing. That's pretty funny. I'm going to save this as a link in getting started for the Notion API thing. It's probably going to say failed. It's going to be like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no link here. There is, my guy. Okay, so let's see here. So I think that like where we're at is that we are going to make a connection. What we could do, let's see what the other connections do. Let's just see one. I don't use any of this shit. I don't know what any of these do. I've heard of pipe dream before. No, I don't want to do all that. Okay, they're all going to make me do this. That's pretty annoying. So like what could be an easy way to use Notion if I can't write to the Notion? I mean, I can, but it's like stupid. I have to like basically make a 50,000 loop just so I can. This is what I wanted. I want basically to be able to highlight this text and then click a button and then say like fucking, you know, YCB or something like that. And then it just works. Is that too much to ask? You know? Like, for example, I don't know if this is going to work, but if I type in SCB Google here, it's going to pop up a thing and it's going to search. This is what I wanted, you know, just to like have it fast and work. But you can't have nice things these days. So what else is cool? Like, what's a cool example? I guess I could take a page and save it, but that's what the Chrome extension already does. Like I can already go to the Chrome extension, click getting started, click this link here, and it's going to take me back to that Notion page. But like saving your Notion pages to your common base, I feel like is less interesting because it's an editor. Like you're supposed to be writing in it. Oh, they were really leaning into this, the AI thing. Okay. Let's go back to the documentation and see if we can find anything interesting. Anything we can do. Maybe if I search here, select text, filter, update database, query a database, working with page content. Yeah. Okay. Building blocks. Blocks. So you can create a page. We just saw this. Oh, you have to you have to do all that stuff with like the share and copy link. One of the big reasons that I'm doing this is that tomorrow I have like a Notion event and Readwise event, and I wanted to be able to like show what your common base can do with Notion, but they're not making it easy. I mean, this is, I guess, for like Notion is generally made for people who like aren't like technical or whatever, but it's still annoying. Hmm. Maybe I can only. What if I get the page and it has to be the last paragraph? Is that possible? Like, if it's you can only search whatever the fucking last paragraph you typed is. So if you have like this, and then you have like lorem ipsum, like this, and then like you have the fourth paragraph, which is like what happened in Boston on International Left-Handers Day. And then I can just like use an array to get the last block in a page using the page ID, and then get that, search that, and then add it to those children. Would that work? I don't know. Let's take a little image of this guy here, and then we'll upload it to our system. Fuck. I have to remember to, whenever I'm uploading, to do this so you guys can see also on my fucking Finder and stuff. The unicorns of the intelligence. Rip. Mm, bop, bop, bop. We can only search the last paragraph as a block? Question mark? Question mark? Yeah, okay, so I think I might try that. If I can go, let's see, to the API reference. Pages. Retrieve a page. This is kind of shitty. Let's copy this and then close this and then actually I don't need this either. Do this. Okay, page properties, not page content. Dude, oh my god. They are making this as hard as humanly possible. I'm getting the feeling that Notion's API doesn't want you to use it. They're like, don't use our API. Retrieve block children. A paginated array of child blocks contained in the ID specified. Yada, 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 yada. Returns only the first level. May contain less than page size. Start cursor. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, so you got the page size here. And then I guess it would return the pagination. Well, I have to get the block ID of the... How do I get that? How do you get any of these block IDs, bro? Do you right click this? Do you click this? Copy link to block, maybe? You can't expect users to use that. Okay, let's just run with this. Let's just say that this is what we're gonna do. So let's see what we've collected and then kind of like review before we actually kind of like go into the code itself. So we have the last paragraph search thing. One thing I like to do is just kind of like hit the random button to get to a random entry. There's Google. We don't need this entry. I was just using this to test. Let's go to another random entry. Yep, this is their change log that we just talked about. There's not that many things, so it's going to do the same thing random. This is the retrieving block API, which we're probably going to use the retrieve block children, actually. So let's save this one. And then we can refresh this, and then it's going to be in the related entries. So then we're going to say this is the API we want to use. We want the last paragraph to see if we can call the API and write to the page. Save. Okay, let's just go with links. This is interesting. I don't really have that pop up on my other profile. Retrieve block. I don't know where it comes from. Add this as a link. That's added there now too. All right, so I think that we can just start coding this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Notion, and then I'm going to go to connect to manage connections, developer manage integrations. And then I'm going to turn the camera on to me, create a new integration. Bram Adams Notion internal. Doesn't need a logo. We're going to be like YCB search. Why so serious? Configure integration settings. Okay. We're gonna copy my Notion secrets. And then we're gonna go to YCB Notion, create a new file. Save that. Read, update, insert, comments, no. User, sure. Basic information, sure. Sure. I don't really know. Okay. And then, shit. Templates. All right. Yeah, this looks good, I guess. So let's close out of that. And then fucking do index.js, and then I can switch back here now. Open up a terminal, npm init /y. It's going to create a new node folder for us, and then we're going to npm install .env. And we're just going to paste whatever they give us. Okay, so Notion HQ. I think we need to install that. So let's go to the introduction. JavaScript SDK. JavaScript SDK. JavaScript SDK. Oh, look, it's exactly what I said. It hasn't been updated in 9 months. Fucking sick, dude. Okay, so let's go back to our little code here. I called this Notion secret. And okay, so now let's go back here to getting started. And wait, let's go connect to manage connections. Where's the connection I just made? This is the one I just made. I'm going to go back in one more time. He's going in. YCB search configuration. Basic information. Internal. Save. Integration added successfully is what it says. I am not lying. That is what that says. There's actually a lot of integrations, which is crazy because they only have 2 endpoints. It's more than 2, but it's not much more than 2. It's like 2.5. 3 to 4, maybe. I wonder if hitting dashboard is too hard. I wonder if that's something I need to change one day. Like, I know that one of the things I want to add to the am I lagging? How bad am I lagging? Oh shit. 34% frame drop? What if hitting dashboard is too hard? Dude, what the fuck? That's something I need to change one day. Why am I dropping so many frames? That's awful. Is it my video codec or is it? That's fucking miserable. Is my computer running hot? No, it's like 6%. Close. 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 Okay, I'm gonna stop streaming for a second and see if I can figure this out.